All right, owner builders, I am so happy today. I am getting to introduce to you somebody that I've been following for a few years, somebody that's an expert on universal design, a thought leader. This is Rosemarie Rossetti, and she's a doctor. She's an expert in accessible design and universal design, and she's an inspiring entrepreneur. She challenges people to rethink design by spearheading discussions around reimagined living spaces and working spaces. And she's also the author of the Universal Design Toolkit. So, Rosemarie, welcome to our group today.
Oh, thanks, Larry. It's a pleasure. Thanks for the invitation.
Awesome. Well, you have got so much knowledge. I want to start you with the event in your life where you became an owner builder. You and your husband became an owner builder, or your husband, Mark, and also the general contractor. So tell me what the journey was to get to this nationally recognized home.
Well, it was a long process. Go back in time to why I even did this. I'm speaking to you from my wheelchair in Columbus, Ohio. And that is a result of an accident on June 13th of 1998. Suddenly, while riding my bicycle, I was instantly paralyzed from the waist down. So you need to understand the motivation to find a home that was going to be suitable for my husband and I. The one we were living in was not mobility friendly. So that was the reason that we wanted to build a house. We hired an architect in 2004 to design a home for us. We started looking at model homes. We also looked at homes on the market. We visited people with disabilities who had homes to get ideas. So it was a long research process. And together with the architect, we then designed our new home. The next year, 2005, we had gone to the International Builders Show to see the new products on the market. At that time, we also were meeting with a group of fellow speakers and consultants, a mastermind group. So this group around the table heard that Mark and I were building a new home and said, well, why don't you make it a national demonstration home? Why don't you get corporations to sponsor it? Why don't you also make it green? Why don't you speak about it and write about it and have tours and be the voice of universal design in green buildings? So, Larry, that was the genesis of the Universal Design Living Laboratory, from a simple idea around the table from a group of mastermind members. Mark and I heard the idea and were just overwhelmed with the enormity. Take it from 2004, 2005, 2006, we bought the lot, an acre and a half. Then we started during the recession trying to get a construction loan. And you know what that was like in 2007 and 8. No bank wanted to give us any construction loan. So it was over 2 years in searching for a loan. That was a big stall for us. Finally, in September of 2009, we had the groundbreaking. And then 32 months of building. We had never built a house before, and believe me, we will never build another one. That was a monumental effort. When Mark and I were the general contractors, we had hired construction managers, had an architect, had a exterior design team for the landscape, an interior design team for the home, and over 200 contributing companies that gave us products and services. Of course, we had a big mortgage. It is our home. It's a private residence. And the construction continued by hiring all the subcontractors, being here at all times, and then getting as many volunteers as possible. So we moved in May of 2012, and then for the next 2 years, finished the landscape and finished the training room and all the rooms in the lower level. So it's a 10-year journey. That was a long process.
Yeah, I love the fact that you said that this is the only house you're going to build. And I recommend folks to build one house, and it could be one that lasts for a lifetime, like you've designed. One of the resources that you've developed that I have really studied and have gotten a lot out of is the Universal Design Toolkit. Tell us about what that is.
Well, after we built the house, people said to us, well, why don't you share what you've learned? And it was a good idea. I'd been writing articles, I had monthly columns, I had been interviewed, I've been speaking all over the country. So I had the expertise, and together with Mark, we decided let's just come out with an outline, see if we could put some chapters together. Mark took the photography, and we decided to create a very good resource that would showcase what we did, what we learned, and fill in the blanks for the builders, the architects, the consumers also are interested in this. So we put it together as a guidance, as advice. It's got all kinds of illustrations and details about our home. It's in full color. It's over 200 pages. We then brought it out to the market as a electronic copy so it could be sold worldwide. And that way the building community could keep it on their electronic devices and always have it with them on the job site. That was very handy for them, not to have to carry a book around in a construction site. They'd always have their phone with them or their tablet or their laptop. We also packaged it with 16 different videos as some more training. And then later on, someone said, well, why don't you print the book so we can also have the printed copy? And we did that, and it's available at Amazon on their website. Our website, udll.com, the Universal Design Living Laboratory, is where people can buy the electronic version with the videos.
Yeah, that book, I've spent a lot of hours with that book. It has so many references in it. It's very comprehensive. So I highly recommend that book. And I'm going to put the links down here for the book later. But I'm really excited about this new event that's coming up where you're going to go in depth, talk about the universal design concepts that you've incorporated into your home, and also how accessible design is so important as we age and go forward. And it covers the breadth of everybody, whether they're young or old, whether they have a disability or not. So tell us about this upcoming event. It's very exciting.
It is. It's coming up. It's April 20th from 9 until 11:30. So mark your calendars on Eastern Time. It's a 2.5-hour program. It's being offered by the Disability Advocates of Kent County. They're in Michigan. They've asked me to do a behind the scenes look at my house. So there'll be a wonderful tour where I'm going to be focusing on those universal design features and products. So you're going to get behind the scenes and see many of the rooms and what we did and why universal design is so important. So we're going to talk about the difference between universal design and accessible design, looking at the Americans with Disabilities Act and how universal design raises the bar way above the ADA. We're also going to talk about what are the benefits of universal design. And when I finish the house tour, I'm going to introduce you to a couple other projects that we've consulted with. We worked with a developer of an apartment complex that's been built around Ohio. And we've also worked with one of the largest condominium developers and helped him create a better design for his best-selling condominium. And also a builder in Texas. We helped him to remodel the condominiums that he was building so that they'd have more universal design. So I'm an hour in this program. I'll be starting off. And then when I'm finished, they're bringing Karen Breitmeyer as the presenter. Karen is an architect. She is also a wheelchair user, and she's been working on the federal level with the National Access Board. So I'm very excited. She's going to be looking more at the commercial side, the Americans with Disabilities Act, talking about designing commercial spaces where I'm talking about residential. So it's a great package, and it's very affordable. So feel free to go and look at it, examine your investment. It's very worthwhile.
This is going to be quite a resource for owner builders, and I'm so happy that you're presenting it to our group, making it available. Also, I really appreciate you being in our group and being available. This kind of information is tough to find, and Rosemarie is a thought leader in this area. So I highly recommend that you follow her. And I'm going to put the links down, Rosemarie, and on so that everybody can get access to the book and also to the event that's coming up. And then if you need more detailed information, group members, just direct message me, and I'll make sure that we get the information that you need. So Rosemarie, thank you so much today. And do you have any thoughts that you would give owner builders as we close?
Well, realizing build it right from the beginning. There's a lot to be said for the value of having homes that serve a larger population. It's the right thing to do. As people age, their mobility is likely to decline, and they're going to need some of these wider doorways and no-step entrances and no-step showers. They're catching on, so you need to be leading in the industry.
Awesome. Yep. And thank you so much. And we'll see you around the group. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.